Okay, my grade 12s, I'm excited here. I'm going to tell you why. Very excited, as a matter of fact. I hope you guys kind of dial in on this one and really buy into this next activity and assignment that's going to take us at least a couple weeks. Okay, and let's for the sake of learning, let's enjoy the learning process. Let's explore and let's experiment. Okay, so I am still continuing with the theme, as you know. Where's my artful dodger? Oliver Twist, okay? However, I'm putting a twist on it. Excuse the pun. Okay? So this is what I was saying earlier to you guys at the beginning of distance learning. I was saying, you know what? We're going to take Oliver Twist from character designs to set design. Yes, I'm still continuing with the set design idea. I've taken screen grabs here of various shots within all the promo videos and that I could find on YouTube. As you can see here, there's some really cool scenes. You can look up Victorian architecture, you can look up Industrial Revolution, you can look at old villages of England, alleyways, and so forth. And you know, you can work your way through references. Did I say Industrial Revolution? Perhaps I did. Okay, 18th century, 19th century villages, architecture. Like what I want you guys to do is possibly, like really seriously, I've been thinking about this for weeks now, and this is the one that really got me excited. The entire process I think is exciting, but I'm adding the twist, and here it is. Take what you know of the architecture that we use in the movie, and let's add a different lens to it. Okay? And what I'm thinking at the moment, I'm going to use the word, well, I mean the movement. I've been talking to you guys for years about steampunk. And I think steampunk is going to open up our minds, okay? And let's see where we can go with it, okay? So I'm not asking you to start from zero and, you know, like go in there and go, oh, I got to learn how to make 3-point perspective, 2-point. Look, I said to you guys already, we can use 3D to block it out. I have lots of lessons on 1-point, 2-point. I don't think I have any on 3-point. However, 2-point perspective is more than enough. And let's look at this drawing quickly, okay? I'm just going to do Command-Shift-3 here so I can possibly go over it later. Okay, so look, this is in perspective. It's 2-point. It's not 3-point because there's no vanishing at the bottom, but there's vanishing on the left, vanishing on the right. Okay, so basically we're taking medieval architecture and adding a spin to it, okay? And then we're adding steampunk elements. Okay, so I'm just looking at people's work, and I'm not saying anyone has to do anything this complex, so don't lose it. Just look at these and analyze, okay? And analyze, say, what can I use? What is this deal about steampunk that Bellion is talking about? What if I took this scene from my Pinterest that I've created for you guys to follow, by the way? Please go there, and I've done some really cool stuff. I've done Victorian, I've done all these on my Pinterest channel. So just go, take a scene, take a shot that you like, that looks three-dimensional, that looks, there's depth, okay? So the principles and elements of design, principles of staging from animation and so forth. Take a shot, take a scene, take a still frame, for example, and add elements that possibly could be steampunk. What does that look like? Well, you need to investigate, folks. I don't want you to take the first thing you see. So I have a bunch of links for you guys, and I don't see the reason for me to do that. However, I'm starting it for you guys. You guys can research on your own, and you can find some really amazing stuff. Okay, if you just do steampunk, you're going to see some amazing visuals. Okay, so there's a huge movement. There's a whole subculture here. There's all these gatherings. Okay, and like, there's so much going on in the world. By just typing in steampunk, you will see some cool stuff come up. Okay, so that's just a Google search. Like, for example, this image. Okay, so whatever. So let's move on. Let's go to Pinterest and look for steampunk and start borrowing elements. Borrow elements, okay? If I'm looking at this image here, all I'm seeing is a bunch of cylinders. Don't get caught up in the detail. Cylinders, ovals, and so on. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, guys? So don't fall for the trap of the detail. So if you do a search, boom, look at all this cool stuff going on. Let's continue here. Let me go to my channel for a second. I believe this is it, Alexi Bellion. So what I've done for you guys, I have alleyways here. I have London, Oliver Twist. I've set up. Like, so you can take a scene here and trace over it and then add whatever you want on it to make it seem like it's a steampunk. Okay, so get excited, please. This is an open-ended assignment, and you got to work in stages. Take your time, do your research, spend a lot of time on research. Here's an example of a pro, right? So let's see. Look at this. So Dave Colvinson. I'm going to follow this guy, but what I want you to do is look at his research. Like, this is what I mean by research. This is what people do before they commit to anything on paper. They wrap their heads around research. I keep saying this to all my classes, and I don't think people give it enough value. You need to bring references. This dude here on ArtStation is rocking my world. Okay, so look. At the end of the day, he's gotten here, okay? So, but look at the amount of research he's done here, here. Okay, it's not how many, Mr. Ballard. You need 8, you need 12. Forget that nonsense. Bring enough to get you inspired, okay? Like, this is distance learning, guys. This is awesome stuff. Like, look at all the research this guy has done just to commit to a design, okay? So anyway, this is the kind of work. All of us can do stuff like this, okay? So draw over, we're gonna paint, we're gonna pencil, crayon, marker, whatever you want, okay? But it's doable, all right? So let's go another one, steampunk. Here's an example of actual, like, literal elements. Steam, the movement of steam to generate, like, there was a whole Unreal level competition a number of years ago. There was a $1 million purse, and all these schools tried to get in. You know, like, so anyway, like, look at this cool stuff happening, okay? And so I'm asking you to do this, okay? So research, get some info, take a shot that you like, take a scene, go over it, and what elements can you add, okay? So if I don't know, do I have time for this? Let's do this. It might go to the wrong screen. Okay, we're at 7 minutes here. And let's see, can I get in there? Yeah. Okay, so here, let me just do this really quickly, and you'll see what I mean by perspective. Okay, desktop. Let's take this one for a second, really quickly here, and I'm gonna just crank it out. Doesn't matter what software I'm in, guys. Okay, so here it is. Boom. I'm gonna lock this quickly. Lock, and I'm gonna reduce the opacity. Okay, so just bear with me here. I'll make a new layer, and hopefully, I'm just gonna use a pencil this time. Okay, and we just gotta, okay, not bad. Okay, maybe a little smaller, blue perhaps. Hey, right there. Okay, so cool. Check this out. There's a vanishing point happening here. I'll say bye-bye to these guys. Okay, so there's, at the end of the day, look at my 2-point perspective lessons, okay? But look, this to me is simply this, okay? That's all it is. Vanishing point somewhere down here. Boxes. That's all it is. Don't fall for the trap, all right? Look again here. Double cube. Like that. Here's the midpoint. This will go somewhere down, somewhere there. Okay. So look, we'll just bring these in like that. So what is this? It's a double cube. Okay, so don't fall for it. Look, we're all going to the same vanishing point, something like that. All right. If you want to add cylindrical elements, well, that's a cube and a circle within it. In perspective, this is what that looks like. Watch. Hey, actually, I'm going to leave that grid on. I'm going to reduce the opacity, reduce this one even more, and watch how simple this is. Oops. Leia. All right. Okay, so what you do, let's go with another color. Let's go with something like this. And I'm going to say I'm going to come out this way. Okay, so there is something already here. Okay, so I'm just going to borrow it for a second, and I'm going to go boom, boom. I'm going to make a box. Okay, so there it is. This box goes like that. And I'll zoom in for a second. Like, you can't see anything here. So, like, forget what that looks like. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so if I just draw this and I say, yeah, vanishing point, vanishing point. Okay, everybody can do this. Okay, but what you want to do is shoot forward, shoot beyond it. Okay, so now you can go out like this, and then somewhere over here you can just go like that and say, yeah, it's somewhere over here, whatever. Okay, so check this out. X marks the spot, oval. Find the back piece of this, and like, so up here will be larger. Okay, and then basically you've got your shot in perspective. Like, I don't really have a vanishing point, but at the end of the day, guys, this is what I taught you guys day one. I said, you know what, let's remember geometry. This will be with us forever. if we decide this like this, draw, boom, boom, so there's a circle within a square. Well, in this, to be in perspective, basically you've got this, look. Let's just go like this, watch. So that's a vanishing point, okay? So I'm just gonna go like this, find the middle point. Watch how easy it is to make circles, okay? So this is in perspective, right? The next one goes down here, here. These are all of my lessons, okay? So don't worry about it. So watch, 1, 2, 3, 4. So a circle is never a circle in perspective. It's really an oval, okay? So if I divide this in, what am I doing? Here, there it is, okay? So this is the next one, 1, 2. If I wanted to have a bunch of circles, this is what they would look like, okay? So at the end, if you wanted this to go that way to this vanishing point, well, that's all it is. Look, right? There's my vanish. Here's the curve that's going up. If I basically have to create another box, another one of these boxes on the back plane, okay? So this wasn't about perspective lessons. This was more about you guys getting inspired. And if it means for you, sorry, here we go. If it means for you right now to say, okay, Mr. Bellion, I get what you're saying, but I'm more comfortable perhaps drawing like this, and I'm not going to say no to you, right? So you're going to say, oh, okay. So if you want to start learning, look at things in orthographic, which means one projection view, one view, there's no perspective, right? So you just go, oh yeah, something like this here, something is sticking out. I don't know what that is, and you're just blocking things out, okay? You might have this crazy like lens coming out here. I don't know what it is. I just broke the perspective plane, so it's no longer orthographic. So if you want to work in single view, I'm saying that's okay with me, okay guys? So if you want to take stuff like that and you want to say, oh well, you know what, I'm going to add a bunch of clocks, Mr. Bellion. Okay, well that's a start, right? So just sketch out rough, loose. Add another layer, add another sheet, take your time. Okay, so I'm borrowing these clocks from this one. I'm borrowing this element here, okay? So I could zoom in here and say, yeah, you know what? One of my towers in that city of London, I'm going to round it out after. I'm going to make this happening. This is just a cone. It's a triangle. Everybody here can do it. So then you start adding more detail as you work through it. Like you can start going, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to add this kind of stuff here. So look, I'm going to add, parts that are like rivets here or whatever. Like, see what I mean? Like we elevated to design by just sketching, thinking out loud what we're doing. Okay, don't worry about rendering, don't worry about color, don't like anything like that. Okay, so that's one literal element that I just borrowed from here. Okay, so I'm coming down here. This color doesn't work well here for us. And then look, I'm just going to come in here, make this here, take that over there. I'm going to borrow, and again, what's stopping me from borrowing colors from somebody else's work, right? Nothing. I can take their palette. Nothing against that. Look, I can go into orange more. I can pop in some, and I can just go in here, do stuff like this. Okay, so as you go, you can have fun, and coloring is an opportunity for you guys to go in, think further. As you're coloring, your brain is going, oh yeah, you know what? Oh, I just got a realization. Outstanding. That's good stuff. So I'm actually introducing the assignment this way. I'm going to be adding it to my website, my D2L. I have a bunch of links for you guys, and I have specific artists for you guys to borrow. Sorry, not borrow, research. Where's my docs? Come on. No, not stop record. Here, I have this here, and I will publish it for you guys. Let's see. Is it going to come up? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I've got some really cool links here for you guys, okay? So I'm following a bunch of artists here. For example, I hope this opens. Behance, it's part Adobe. So Medieval Kingdom, so you take a shot somebody's done. This is amazing artwork that this artist has done. So you take a shot. Oh, look, here's a tower. And then you say, oh yeah, Mr. Bellion, I'm going to work with this, and I'm going to add something else. Okay, so bring the elements together. Let's have a blast, okay? So let's see here. Can I... let's bring another artist in here. What do I got here? I have no idea. So, oh yeah, this is research for Assassin's Creed. Okay, so like this studio, like look at this. Like take a shot. What's like, guys? I'm excited about this. All right, I'm gonna cool down now, because this is very, to me, like I wish I had this kind of exercises to do when I was in high school prior to going to architecture school. My mind would have been opened even more. Okay, so you're getting an opportunity to be creative, to be inventive, to analyze, to research. Remember, spend most of the hours of this week researching and doodling. Research, doodle. Next week, you develop your doodles further. Okay, so if you spend like 2 minutes and do and see the first thing, whatever you discovered first, and you work with that, you're not doing yourself justice. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the reality. You saw the pro here that went crazy on research. This is what it takes, okay? It doesn't matter if you're a graphic designer, architect, engineer, interior designer, industrial designer, fashion designer. You have to research. You want to design rings? Well, guess what? We need to research. Bring 100 rings in. Study a period and say, what were the influences? The questions is what matters, okay, guys? This is awesome. You don't have to note everything like I have asked you before in the past. Bring it in. It's called a mood board. It's called inspiration. Go and have a blast, okay? Enough of me. I hope you can appreciate this. Bellion out.